Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a parking lot, maybe at Walmart or your local grocery store, and felt your heart beat just a little faster when a stranger suddenly approaches you? Even for just a second? That feeling, that little knot in your stomach, that's your instinct, and it's there for a good reason. Because that familiar place, the one you visit every week, is silently becoming a hunting ground. And here's the nightmare that no one talks about. The thieves operating there don't need weapons. They don't need threats. All they need is a convincing story, and your good heart, to walk away with your hard-earned retirement money. But as a doctor who has cared for seniors for over 3 decades, I have to tell you the truth. The worst damage from these scams isn't the empty wallet. It's the loss of trust. It's the silent health crisis that follows. It's the anxiety that gnaws at you in the middle of the night. It's the spike in your blood pressure, and the shattering of your precious sense of safety. I'm not talking about theories. I'm talking about reality. I will never forget my patient, Eleanor, a wonderful 78-year-old woman. She gave a man $30 in the parking lot because he said he needed gas to get home to his family. The very next week, the same man approached her again, with the same story. Her heart was shattered, not over the money, but because her trust, her kindness, had been turned into a weapon against her. In this video, I'm not here to scare you. I am here to arm you. Together, we are going to walk through exactly how these tricks work, step by step. I will give you simple, powerful tools you can use to protect yourself, without ever having to be rude or suspicious. And please, make sure you stay with me until the very end. Because the final thing I'll share is a simple, 5-word sentence I've taught all my patients. A sentence that can stop a scammer in their tracks, instantly. The information in that final section could truly save you, or someone you love, from immense heartache. What I'm sharing today doesn't come from textbooks. It comes from hundreds of real conversations, from the tears and fears I've witnessed in my own clinic. This is real-world advice, for your real life. Before we dive in, I truly want to know how many of us have faced this. If what I just shared feels familiar, please comment a simple yes below. It shows me you understand, and it shows others they are not alone. Okay, let's get started. All right. Let's begin by breaking down the first, and perhaps the most common danger I see. We'll call it danger number 1, the parking lot trap. This trap is almost always set at the very moment you are most vulnerable. Think about it. You've just finished your shopping. You've navigated the aisles, waited in line, and loaded your car with groceries. You're probably a little tired. Your mind is already on the drive home, on what you need to put away, on what you'll make for dinner. Your guard is naturally down. And it is in that exact moment that they appear. A stranger will approach you. It might be a young man who looks distressed, or a woman with a story about her children. Their story is always urgent. Their car has run out of gas just down the street, their wallet was just stolen, and they just need $20, maybe $30 to get a bus ticket home to a sick relative. It's always a crisis that needs to be solved right now. As a doctor, I spend my days helping people manage the physical effects of stress, and I can tell you this with certainty. These criminals are masters of creating it. The urgency in their story is manufactured. It is a tool, carefully designed to bypass the logical part of your brain and appeal directly to the emotional, compassionate part. The part that hears a story of suffering and immediately wants to help. It's a very human and very beautiful instinct. And here's the core reason why this tactic is so tragically effective against our generation. We were raised in a world built on the principle of helping a neighbor. If someone's car broke down, you stopped. If someone was in trouble, you offered a hand. That kindness, that sense of community, it is a virtue. It is one of the best things about us. But these predators, they don't see it as a virtue. They see it as a weakness to be exploited. They are counting on your good manners. They are counting on the fact that you were taught not to be rude, not to cause a scene. So you stand there, next to your car, and you can feel the pressure mounting. Your heart might beat a little faster. You feel a wave of sympathy for their story, but also a flicker of unease. You feel a sense of guilt at the thought of saying no. A powerful desire not to appear unkind. That internal conflict, that uncomfortable feeling twisting in your gut, that is the weapon they are using against you. They create that feeling on purpose, because they know most good people will give them a little money just to make it go away. This brings me back to my patient, Eleanor, the lovely woman I mentioned earlier. Her story is the perfect, heartbreaking example of the parking lot trap. She was a kind soul who wouldn't hurt a fly, and she spent her whole life helping others. When that desperate-looking young man approached her, sweating and telling her about his family waiting for him, her heart went out to him. Of course, she gave him the $30 he asked for. She drove home feeling good, feeling like she had done the right thing. But the real damage wasn't the loss of $30. It happened the following week. In the very same parking lot, the same young man approached her again. He didn't even recognize her. He began to tell her the exact same story. In that moment, Eleanor's heart didn't just sink. It broke. The realization washed over her that his desperation was a performance. His crisis was a business. And she had been his target. She told me later that the feeling of being so foolish, so naive, was far more painful than the money. It stole a piece of her trust in the world. And that's the textbook definition of how these predators operate. They will test a target. If your kindness pays off for them once, they will be back. So, knowing all of this, how do you protect that kind heart of yours without becoming cold and suspicious of everyone? The answer is to be prepared. You need a simple, respectful, and non-negotiable response ready to go. You must practice it. A simple, firm, and polite sentence. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. That's it. You do not need to explain why. You don't need to say you don't have cash, because that just invites more questions. You do not owe anyone, especially a stranger in a parking lot, an explanation for your decisions. Just make eye contact, deliver that simple sentence, and then turn and get into your car. Repeat it if you have to. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. Then, get in, and lock your doors immediately. It might feel harsh in the moment, but you must remember this. A person in a genuine emergency has other, better options. They can call AAA. They can ask the store manager for help. They can call the police or a family member. You are not their only hope. You are simply their easiest target. By saying no, you are not failing to help someone in crisis. You are wisely protecting yourself from a predator. This first step is about creating a boundary. It's about taking back control and reclaiming your safety. If you understand the power of this simple boundary, and you're ready to use it, please take a moment and comment with the word SAFE below. It's a declaration, to yourself and to our community, that you are prepared. Now that we've secured the parking lot, let's move inside the store, where a much more subtle, and perhaps more insidious, threat awaits. This brings us to danger number 2, the distraction trick. This one is different. It doesn't rely on pressuring you for money. It relies on your kindness, your natural impulse to help. It can happen anywhere in the store, from the produce section to the frozen foods aisle. The setup is always disarmingly simple. Someone might suddenly drop a bag of oranges near your cart, scattering them across the floor. Or perhaps a polite woman asks if you could help her reach a can of soup on the top shelf. It seems like a perfectly normal, everyday interaction. It feels completely harmless. But it's not. What you don't see is that this is a performance. It is a carefully choreographed play with 2 actors. The person asking for your help, the one who has your attention, is actor number 1. While your eyes and your focus are on them, even for just a few seconds, actor number 2 is silently at work. They are the one who quietly slips their hand into your purse, left open in the shopping cart, and remove your wallet or your phone. It's a classic sleight of hand, a magic trick where your compassion is the misdirection. The entire operation is over in less than 10 seconds. The core reason this trick works so well is that it exploits our fundamental sense of trust in public spaces. A grocery store feels like a safe, familiar environment. We are focused on our shopping lists, not on potential threats. Our guard is down because we don't expect to encounter a team of professional thieves while deciding between brands of cereal. This misplaced sense of security is the fertile ground where they plant their trap. We simply don't believe that someone would orchestrate such a deception just to steal from us. It feels too elaborate, too cynical. And that leads to the most devastating symptom of this kind of theft. The victim often doesn't realize what has happened until they are standing at the checkout counter, ready to pay. They reach into their purse and find nothing. And in that moment, a sickening wave of emotions hits them all at once. First, there's confusion. Then, dawning realization. Then, a hot flash of panic. What was in my wallet? My driver's license? My credit cards? My Medicare card? The cash I took out for the week? But beneath the panic, another feeling often emerges, one that my patients tell me is the worst of all: self-blame. A profound sense of foolishness. How could I have let this happen? How could I have been so careless? I saw this exact emotional spiral in my patient, Arthur. Arthur is a proud man, a retired veteran who always prided himself on being sharp and aware of his surroundings. He was in the frozen foods aisle when a woman asked for his help reaching a bag of frozen peas. He's a gentleman, so of course, he turned to help her. It took him maybe 5 seconds. That was it. 5 seconds. He didn't notice a thing until he was at the register. Those 5 seconds of simple human decency cost him an entire week of frantic phone calls to cancel his cards, a trip to the DMV, and endless worry about identity theft. He told me, his voice heavy with frustration, "Doc, it wasn't the money that got to me. It was the feeling of being played for a fool. It made me feel old." Arthur's story is a critical piece of evidence. It proves how skilled these criminals are. They don't target careless people. They target kind people. They turn your best quality into their biggest advantage. So, how do we protect ourselves from a trick we can't even see happening? We do it by removing the opportunity. We create simple, physical barriers that make us a less appealing target. You must make this a non-negotiable habit. From now on, when you are shopping, your purse must always be zipped completely shut. No exceptions. And it should never, ever be left sitting open in the main part of your shopping cart. That is an open invitation. Instead, place it in the child seat area of the cart and loop the safety strap through the handle of your purse and buckle it. That one simple action creates a physical connection between your purse and the cart. It would be nearly impossible for someone to remove it without you noticing. An even better habit: use a purse that you can wear across your body. These thieves are opportunists. They are looking for the easiest, fastest score. If they see that your bag is secured, they will almost certainly move on to find an easier target. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being practical. This strategy is about taking a simple, proactive step to protect your peace of mind. It's a quiet declaration that you are aware and in control. The simplicity of this can be surprising. Did you realize how vulnerable an open purse in a cart can be? If this insight was a surprise to you, if it made you stop and think, please take a moment to comment with the word "wow" below. It helps me know what information is most impactful for you. We've now covered the dangers that can happen outside the store, and the subtle thefts that can happen when you're distracted inside. But this brings us to our third and final danger, and in my medical opinion, this is the most destructive of all. I call it danger number 3, the fake offer scam. This scam is so profoundly dangerous because it doesn't look like a threat. It doesn't feel like a crime. It presents itself as an opportunity, a lucky break. Here's how it unfolds. You'll be walking down an aisle when you're approached by a very friendly, professional-looking person. They might be wearing a polo shirt with a store logo, maybe even a laminated name badge on a lanyard. They're holding a clipboard or a tablet, and they have a wonderful offer just for you. It might be a special promotion for a store credit card with incredible rewards, or a chance to buy a $100 gift card and get another one absolutely free. It sounds too good to be true. And unfortunately, it is. From a doctor's perspective, the immediate financial loss here isn't my primary concern. The $50 or $100 they might trick you out of, that's just the bait. The real prize they are hunting for is infinitely more valuable, and the damage it can cause is far more severe. They are after your identity. The form on that clipboard isn't for a gift card. It's a harvesting tool. They'll ask for your name, your address, your phone number, and then, often in a very casual, routine way, they'll ask for the most sensitive piece of information you own, your social security number. Once they have that number, the game changes entirely. This is no longer petty theft. It is identity fraud, and the consequences for your health can be catastrophic. I am not exaggerating. The financial damage is just the beginning. The real harm is the chronic, unrelenting stress that follows. The months and sometimes years of agonizing phone calls, certified letters, and legal battles to reclaim your good name and repair your credit. That kind of long-term stress is a poison to the body. I have seen it in my patients. It disrupts your sleep. It raises your blood pressure, putting a strain on your heart and arteries. It can worsen chronic conditions and leave you feeling perpetually exhausted and anxious. The physical toll of identity theft is very real, and it is far more costly than any amount of money. So, why does this tactic work so often? It's because it brilliantly exploits a deep-seated respect for authority that most of us were raised with. We are conditioned to trust someone who looks like they belong. The polo shirt, the official-looking name badge, the clipboard, these are the costumes of legitimacy. They are props in a carefully staged play. When we see these symbols, our brain's natural alarm system tends to quiet down. We unconsciously lower our defenses because we assume the person is an official representative, that the interaction is safe and sanctioned by the store. They have created the illusion of authority, and our instinct is to comply. This is the very trap that a wonderful couple I know, John and Mary, fell into. They were in Target, picking up a birthday gift for their granddaughter, when a clean-cut young man with a clipboard approached them with a fantastic offer. Buy a $100 gift card, and get an additional $200 gift card as a promotional bonus. It was an unbelievable deal. They talked it over for a moment, and the thought of getting all their holiday shopping done with such a bonus was just too tempting. They handed over the $100 in cash. They filled out the form with their names, address, phone number, everything he asked for. He handed them what looked like 3 official gift cards, thanked them for their time, and disappeared down the aisle. The discovery came later that evening. Mary decided to use one of the cards online to order her granddaughter's gift. When she entered the number, a small, red message appeared on the screen. Card number is invalid. She tried the second card. The same message. And the third. A cold dread washed over her. When she told me about it during her next checkup, she was certainly upset about the $100. But what truly kept her up at night, what made her heart pound with fear, was the memory of that clipboard. The knowledge that a stranger now had all of their personal information. The money was gone in an instant. The worry. That lingered for a very, very long time. John and Mary's painful experience teaches us the most critical lesson for defeating this scam. It requires you to remember one simple, unbreakable rule. I call it the golden rule of in-store safety. And it is this: official store business is only conducted at permanent, designated, official locations. This means the customer service desk, the checkout counters, or through the store's verified, secure website. That is it. Let me be clear. Store employees will not approach you in the middle of an aisle to sell you products. They will not stop you on your way out the door to sign you up for a credit card. And they will absolutely never, ever ask for your personal information on a clipboard in the parking lot. It does not happen. Therefore, the solution is beautifully simple. If you are ever approached with any kind of offer, you do not need to be rude or confrontational. You just need to be smart. You can smile politely and say these magic words: "Thank you, I'll go to the customer service desk to ask about that." A legitimate employee who is part of a real promotion will have no problem with this. They'll likely say, "Great. They can help you right over there." But a scammer? A scammer will vanish. They cannot risk you walking over to an actual employee and exposing their entire operation. That simple sentence is your shield. Memorizing and being ready to use this golden rule is a true act of empowerment. It puts you in complete control of the situation. To help commit this vital rule to your memory, and to show others in our community that you are now equipped with this knowledge, please take a moment to comment with the word SMART below. As we come to a close, I want us to go back to where we started, with my patient, Eleanor. The kind-hearted woman whose trust was so cruelly broken in that Walmart parking lot. I'm happy to tell you that today, Eleanor still does her shopping every Tuesday morning. But something has fundamentally changed. She now walks from her car to the store with her head held high, with a quiet confidence that wasn't there before. She hasn't lost her kindness. She has simply learned to protect it. She knows how to offer a polite smile and a firm, unshakable, "I'm sorry, I cannot help you," and then continue on her way, completely at peace. She took the painful lesson from that $30 scam and turned it into an invaluable shield. She has reclaimed her safety and her peace of mind. And her story brings us to the most important lesson, the single truth I hope you take away from our time together today. It is this: being cautious is not the same as being rude. It is not the same as being unkind. It is wisdom. You have lived a long life, you have worked hard, and you have earned the right to protect your space, your hard-earned savings, and most importantly, your emotional well-being. Your kindness and your compassionate heart are precious gifts. They should be given by choice, not taken by deception. You, and you alone, have the right to decide who is worthy of that gift. And so, as we wrap up, we've explored the 3 critical traps that can turn a simple shopping trip into a nightmare. But as we all know, knowledge is only powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. What is the one commitment you are making to yourself after watching this video? It could be as simple as, "I will always secure my purse in the cart," or "I will practice my polite no, thank you sentence in the mirror." It might even be, "I will remember the golden rule about the customer service desk." Please, share your personal commitment in the comments below. Reading your commitment will reinforce your own decision, and seeing it will inspire and empower others in our community to take that first, crucial step. Let's fill the comments with our collective strength. And if you found real value and a sense of empowerment in our time together today, show your support by giving this video a like. To ensure you continue on this journey with us and never miss another video full of this kind of practical, life-saving wisdom, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell. It's more than just subscribing. It's joining a community. A community dedicated to living our best lives, safely and confidently, together. Finally, think of one person in your life who needs to hear this message. A friend, a neighbor, a family member. Please, share this video with them. You might be giving them the one tool they need to prevent a future heartache. You might just change their life. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. Stay safe, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next video.